Right, it's live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday Tat Chat.
Well done, you.
I know. When I typed out the title, I did put Tuesday, and then I thought, no, it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday. So I'm kind of steering the ship today because Nick has had his root canal, and
Yeah,
and he's slightly numb.
I can't feel this side of my face, and I'm worried if I talk a lot, I'll just dribble at you.
Yeah,
I think you should do some more drinking with that straw just for fun.
It's got a fun straw in his water.
But I survived.
So before we carry on, we have a special guest today, and that is Shelley, Shelley Hawkins, who is Shellsterooney on YouTube and Shellsterooney on Instagram. And I've already spelt your name wrong, so that was a good start, wasn't it?
What, in the title, is it wrong?
I didn't put an E in at the end of Shellsterooney. So yeah, if you're searching on YouTube, put the E before the Y.
Did you put a link down below anyway?
No, I forgot the link as well. You know, you can't get the staff, can you?
I'll say hello in the chat and then I'll be there anyway.
Yeah, if you do that, you can click direct through to Shelley's channel anyway.
So very quick hellos to people in the chat tonight. Lucy's in first. Hi, Lucy. Peter's in. Hi. Duffer Cat and Adrian, Gary. Oh, two Garys, Gary Arnold and Gary Southwest Sellers, Lil and Alf, and Money Mental is Andrew. So hi everybody, thank you for joining us.
Shall I scroll down? Oh, there's Karin as
well. Hi Karin. I hope I haven't seen yet how your meetup went, so hope you've had a nice day.
I saw a picture.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I haven't seen any of that yet. So hello Shelley, thank you for joining us.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So like Parkinson, isn't it?
I know, it's very formal, isn't it? On a Thursday, it's just like, hiya, and so it's like, oh, thank you for having me.
Right. You've been getting prepared for this one.
I have a list of questions.
I'm just going to sit here and watch you be professional.
No, you won't see me being professional. I'm not in the slightest.
I hate the question.
Waffled for the last 5 minutes. Okay. So, how long have you been reselling?
Well, just about a year, just coming up to a year.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
For the family. I actually contacted you, Nick, when I was selling for a charity. And I'm amazed now, like knowing how many people must contact you, that you did bother to like reply. And I asked you all because I was researching for selling for a charity, all the usual questions, you know, about how many listings and how much would I have to blah blah blah. And so I've been selling for quite a while. Yeah. But for the family, I left my previous job last March.
Okay. So that was my first question, other than how long, was how did you get into reselling? So could you give us a bit of background on how you started?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think how long. Probably been selling on eBay for about 13 years, just like our own stuff. But kind of selling our own stuff on, like as a family, we've always done. I was kind of brought up to do that. We used to get it was called the Finder. I don't know if that was all across the country, but it was like a local-ish paper. And we would get stuff out of there, and I would, you know, if I remember like putting a bike on there that I'd grown out of and I needed a bigger bike, so we put it in the Finder, somebody came to get it, and then the money went towards my next bike. So always done that. Hang on, I'm losing track of the question now.
We had one called Loot, didn't we? Local paper.
Loot, yeah.
Loot was our one.
Yeah.
Oh, Loot, but yeah, that was in London, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the outskirts around here.
Yeah, that's what we used to find a house before to rent.
So it was just a bit of background on how you got into reselling.
Yeah, so
really.
The charity thing, how did that come about? And was that you were paid to sell on eBay for the charity? Is that right?
Yes. So I was How did I work for them? Worked for Mencap for about, a local Mencap for about, I think it was about 4 years. Didn't go in as a fundraiser, but I ended up becoming a fundraiser for them. So as well as doing events, all sorts of things, I came up with the idea because we were actually looking into getting a shop, like a bricks and mortar shop, like a charity shop. And when we were looking into it, the rates around here were mental. And I started looking into all sorts of ways of doing this and ended up saying, why don't we just sell online? So set up their eBay, and literally all the donations were coming. Some would come into the office, but most of it was coming to my doorstep. So just selling. So I did, I think, a year of eBaying for them, and then decided to do it for us.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah.
That fascinates me, and I don't remember answering that question that you sent me. I get so many; it's just a blur. But what sort of stuff were you being really picky and just selling the high value bits, or
no?
Or how was it working?
It was totally dependent on what arrived. So I literally sold anything that I could that turned up on the doorstep, and it kind of although we like advertised it in like on the website and the newsletter and stuff like that, I just put the word out amongst like Facebook groups I was quite involved with, well, still am, Free Cycle in the area, and a couple of really nice ladies actually collected for me as well for us. So things like people get to know, and I'd come home sometimes and I wouldn't be able to get in my front door because somebody would have come and, like they do to a charity shop, have dropped off. And there could be like boxes and boxes of books. So I was also doing like Magpie and Ziffit, or, it could be tons and tons of black sacks of clothes, computers, all sorts.
Yeah. So I suppose that's an epic way to learn your trade, really.
Yeah.
You just be inundated with random stuff, and you find out what works, what doesn't, what's worth bothering with and what isn't.
Yeah
and I had to sell stuff that I wouldn't choose to sell. So it was kind of a novelty when I finished doing that, thinking, well, actually I can just go and I can just pick stuff I would like to sell, I don't have to sell, Lego and electricals, like stuff.
What's wrong with Lego and electricals? Hang on. That's fair enough.
So just thinking, going back to when you said that they were trying to get like a charity shop, but the rates were high. I always thought the charity shops had the rates waived, or they were lower.
I think it depends on what agreements charity shops have going back. It depends on the local council, because we went to visit some local Mencap shops. I can't remember where we went now, but they said they used to get really good reductions in the rates, but it had changed because obviously councils are strapped. They couldn't give them the reductions they used to. So it was good. Plus, of course, as well as like having me in there as a manager, although you can get volunteers to help staff it, you would need a manager 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And I was actually only employed for 20 hours a week, so I was already having sleepless nights thinking about how we were going to do this. So then I thought, let's try eBay, as well as I was still involved with other events as well, and doing eBay.
So you worked from home effectively then?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you still do any work for them?
No, but I do some selling for actually an MS charity that my mum uses their centre. So I carried on doing some because they did actually get somebody in on the fundraising team who can do the eBay. But I do things like selling used stamps. So people come in with, carry bags of stamps, and I sell them like by about the shoebox full.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So what gave you the impetus to then decide to do that for yourself and rather than selling for the charity?
Yeah, to be honest, this probably isn't news, because I've got quite an obsessive personality in the way I am and the way eBay is, and you end up working every day, and I'm just like that. And I did that for the charity as well. And I was also even more conscious of raising as much money as possible for the charity. So I was working too much, to be honest. So I started to think, oh, I need to pull back. And so and the last thing really was, part of what I did was a big getting all the volunteers for a local music festival and running a bar, and that was coming up. And I thought, oh, I can't do that and this again. It's going to like tip me over the edge. So that kind of pushed me really to go, oh, I can't, I've got to pull back.
Have you always been like that? You take on too much, or you just work too hard, or what is it?
Funnily enough, I didn't take on too much or work too hard when I worked in pensions.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's just, the way I am is to totally throw myself into something. Something like that, working for the charity, I did really love working there as well. And going into the office, seeing the guys that we were doing it for as well, that even more impetus to work really hard. Yeah, that's kind of my nature, is to, is now to throw myself in and have to try to like take time off.
I could really see me loving working for a charity. If it was something I could really throw myself behind, I think I'd work harder than I do for myself, to be honest.
You would, yeah, because you have more motivation.
Yeah, I mean, the little things we've done for charity over the years through YouTube, I've never enjoyed anything more. So yeah, might be something to look into, actually. Sorry, I'm taking over. Go on.
I know, I was thinking on top of everything else that you do.
Well, I'd totally off topic of what we're talking about tonight, but I'd encourage anybody to do a bit of volunteering, because that was something that I was doing before. Actually, I found this job through a volunteering website, because they also advertised for employed charity people. But I was volunteering for, food bank, whilst I was not working. And it does, from a strange point of view, like you're giving your time, but actually it's really good for you personally to volunteer. You get a lot of well-being from it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I always found that when I do guides.
Yeah,
the part that I enjoyed the most was feeling that I was giving back and doing something, for the community.
Just want to say hello to Miss Wolf's World. Says, hey, finally caught you live, so welcome.
Oh, hi.
Glad you made it.
I noticed there's a lot of Team Carla, Team Steve going on.
Yeah, should we just explain what that is? Do you want to explain what the hashtags are about?
Yeah, well, if anyone doesn't know, the Hitchin meetup, Steve and Carla had an arm wrestling match, and Carla won. And then they had a rematch when we had our Christmas do, and Carla won.
Yeah, there's a video of that on this channel if you haven't seen it.
We're having another meetup in Bristol on the 27th of April, and there's going to be another rematch. Yeah,
they're building up the hype for this one.
They truly are, and Steve has just put out a video all about it.
Yeah. So if you need a reason to make it to the meetup that Carla's organising, there you go.
And you can choose your allegiance.
Yeah, I think Steve's trying to canvass for support here. He's put something in there about, where is it? Everybody subscribe to Shellsterooney. She's a MILF. Hashtag Team Steve. You can't count on my vote yet, Steve. I haven't seen the video.
Shameless self-promotion. No, I'm looking forward to that.
There was a question from Karen earlier who wanted to know what the weirdest thing was that you ever sold for charity.
It was a spear. It was from Africa. Our bookkeeper brought it back. He was, I don't know if he was working for the BBC, but he was working out in Africa in the 70s, and he brought it, because you probably wouldn't be able to bring that back now, but he brought it back with him and brought it into work and said, oh, can you sell this? I was like, oh, crikes. Yeah, okay.
And were you able to sell that on eBay? Bear in mind, we got a ban for selling a kitchen electric knife.
No, I sold a spear.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And that's perfectly fine, of course.
More just asking me, and I said, she said, what do you mean a spear? I said, you know, like a pointy stick. Like, so I remember, because I brought it back in the car. It was quite tall, obviously. It was taller than me. And I went I was bringing parcels back. So I went into the post office with it and stood there and said, and I just said, no. I said, oh, how am I going to post this then? So then I sort of realised I could just do buy to collect. So somebody drove up from Hampshire for it, who was quite knowledgeable actually, and was a collector. So I can't remember what I put in the listing, like how I researched it.
Was it like, I'm thinking of Zulu, was it like one of those?
It was like a tribal spear. Yeah, like a tall thing with something sharp on the end. Yeah. And
was it valuable in the end?
Oh, I sold it for about, I hope I didn't undersell it. I only like about 70 to 80 pounds, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not bad, is it, for a stick with a sharp bit on the end?
No, it's a bit mad.
Wow.
So are you full-time reselling?
It's the only income stream for me, but it's part-time hours, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because one of my goals for the year was to try and finish working at school pickup time. So although I'll do stuff at the weekends just because I want to, but I do less hours now than I did when I was working for the charity, and I was officially employed for 20 hours with them. So,
okay.
Do you find that difficult? You were saying before that you described yourself as being obsessive and you work a lot. Do you find it hard to do less, as I certainly do?
Yeah. Well, there's stuff that's working that I don't count. So like working is listing, isn't it? But like fanning around with offers to watchers and relisting and stuff like that, that's not working. That's just tinkering. So that doesn't count.
But it kind of is as well, isn't it? Because you're still doing something to generate sales. So
it's still work.
You know, and taking photos and doing all of that. I mean, all of that is still.
I kick myself.
Even the sourcing part is working.
Yeah.
I know you've been having great fun with the sending offers to watchers, which is the new thing, one of the new updates, and you worked out how to do that.
Yeah, finally.
and then showed me, and you had a sale instantly, and then I had one instantly.
Yeah, I've had 2 sales.
I've had 2 now.
And that was it.
Mine hasn't been paid for.
I sent out quite a few, but I've only had 2.
Really? Yours hasn't been paid for, that you didn't offer to watch it?
Yeah.
Is it not immediate pay?
It wasn't.
I did notice when you were listing the other day, you weren't ticking immediate pay.
I normally have that ticked unless I... What?
It was
normally not auto-ticked.
No, it was when I was watching you listing something the other day, it was unticked.
Why didn't you say something?
Don't know. I think we're in the middle of another conversation.
Sorry, we'll have a little domestic. Hold on.
Let's sort this out.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying that now. I think we're going to make use of that.
It can be quite addictive, can't it?
Yeah.
So I was going to say, you've had quite a lot of success with that, haven't you?
Right in the first week when I seemed to be the only person who had the button, I was getting so many. Well, just generally, sales were amazing. This week it's been a lot quieter, but I'm still getting maybe half the sales are still from offers to watchers, offers to buyers, whatever it is. What was I going to say about that? Yeah, I was assuming it was immediate pay, but I don't know if that's because all of my stuff's immediate pay. Because it's literally coming through and the cha-ching with it and it's paid, you know?
Yeah.
I think when somebody normally makes an offer or you have that offer thing, it's not immediate pay then, is it? Because they have to... It's
not with best offer, it's not immediate pay, is it?
Yeah.
But
so this is similar. So I thought maybe that...
I assumed we need to test it.
They're paying what you've asked them to pay or what you've offered them.
So, yeah, because it's literally...
That blue thing says buy now or something, doesn't it? Doesn't they press it and have to pay? We need to ask somebody that's done it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll check that listing later and see if it's switched off. Somebody was actually just asking, James.
Yeah. That didn't somebody post it in the Tat Chat on a step-by-step on how to do it?
Yeah, James says, how do you do it? Send offers. I'm using a link someone posted. I don't really know how to find it. But where was it you found?
Yeah, it's quite convoluted though, isn't it? Because if I go into active listings, it's not there on like the seller hub. So you have to go into it through the other selling area and go to active listings, not in the seller hub, but on the other area. And then it should come up and show you send offers.
Well, perhaps we'll do like a 5-minute how to do it, just screen share video tomorrow, and then we'll put it out on this channel and you can have a look.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you because you showed me and I forgot.
Somebody posted a step-by-step. It was quite easy to
I assume they're going to make that much easier and integrate it somehow.
Yeah, well, I've got it on my app now as well on the phone. So
yeah, I haven't got it on the app yet.
Oh.
I had a look this morning. It's not there. But yeah. I was really quite surprised it was there. I was like, well, it's not on my active listing, so it's not going to be there, is it? So I looked in, and then there it was. Yeah. Big blue buttons that say send offers. And I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Well, we'll try and do that and show you the kind of workaround solution of where you find it and how you make offers. But I would assume, because they're still rolling it out, it will be a lot easier to find and use soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep an eye open, James, and we'll post a video tomorrow if you can do it, or maybe to get it done tonight. Cool.
Karen's saying it's not immediate pay.
Oh, okay. Mine paid straight away.
Ah.
Yeah, mine just have all of them.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I don't think I've got any best offers on anymore. So my, pay immediately is ticked. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Oh, Kelly says she's going to bump the post in the Tat Chat, so that's good.
Cool.
Okay. My next question is: do you have a favourite thing that you like to sell?
Well, obviously it changes with the wind. But this week I have decided it's men's shirts.
Oh.
Do you remember the fast show where the guy goes, "This week I've been mostly eating men's shirts." Oh, really?
I'm mostly been selling men's shirts.
Men's shirts are a pain though, aren't they? Because it's a lot of ironing and a lot of faffing about.
I was about to swear then. I mean, I can't think of a word that's not a swear word. Yeah, not that.
Well, you don't iron. That's an interesting thing. You don't iron at all?
I don't iron. No.
Right, see? Don't bother ironing.
I don't iron. I steam.
Yeah, but that takes like forever anyway. Just knock it on the head.
I did buy a steamer, but it was so small and it seemed to last about 2 items. In the end, I just recycled it and just went back to not ironing. Actually, I got rid of the ironing board.
The upright one. So.
See, I think just knock it on the head.
I like to steam. Okay. I like to steam.
But it adds so much to the time that you
but
live.
It looks so much better. And,
it probably does. And Andrea's listings and the modelling are better than mine.
I was trying to convince Karen earlier that she needs to model her fugly vintage dresses because she can't make them look nice on the mannequin.
It's all right for you. You've got me as a model, haven't you?
That's true.
Yeah.
Really true.
Yeah, but then I'm a bit get the job done, like in the sort of, if it's good enough, that would be enough for me. So I don't iron. I mean, if there's
that's where we clash, because I'm of don't let perfection get in the way of good enough, and I've always been about that. Get it listed, and 9 times out of 10 it works and it sells anyway. Whereas if you try and make every listing perfect, it's getting in the way of selling stuff. That's where we clash. Look at this face now. See, I'll stop talking, shall I?
I like my photos to look good.
I know.
Yeah, so shirts. Yeah, we've tried a load of men's shirts, and I spent a very long time ironing them all, and
there you go.
And a load of them didn't sell, and I kind of got annoyed with them, and I think I've still got quite a lot of them left.
Do you know what brands they were?
I think we were picking up various things like TM Lewin.
Yeah, Yves Saint Laurent. There was an Yves Saint Laurent one that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up Yves Saint Laurent, and I picked up one, and I decided after researching it, I don't think I'll be bothering with that, and I wouldn't pick up TM Lewin. I wouldn't pick up Thomas Pink.
Ben Sherman did well. I think Ben Sherman for us was selling the quickest.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with Ben Sherman. I'm literally picky with what I'm picking up.
Yeah, but I think trends have changed a lot. This was a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it did put me off.
Yeah, see, compared to picking up. Oh Christ, I'm so tired of picking up cashmere and getting it home, and even though I've checked it and finding a hole.
Yeah.
That, and or having to spend God knows how long with the debobbler. So like compared to that, this week I've decided shirts are the thing, even though about 2 weeks ago I had the fear that I was going to be left with a load of man shirts, because that's what I've decided I'm going to do now. But now they're selling, so I'm like, yeah, okay, this is it. I've found it. Paperweights are out, man shirts are in.
Yeah.
So you said there about buying cashmere and getting it home and finding out it's damaged. What do you do in that instant? Do you take it back, or do you just try and sell it anyway?
Pure cashmere, I will just sell with the holes in, because there's still money to be made. I had what's everyone talking about at the moment? John Smedley. I've had really unfortunate luck with that. I found 3 jumpers, and 3 of all, even though I looked in the shop, it's so dim, the lighting, and they get it home, and I found holes. And so the first one, it was fairly cheap, and the charity shop I got it from, I was like, actually, I really like what they do. There's a lady that volunteers in there who goes to MenCap, and they're very good with their who they've got volunteering for them. And I thought, no, just a donation. I want to support them. And then there was one. So this week, then I got 2 more. One had this is concise. I had a merino wool one, and I thought I'll sew the hole up because it was really tiny, and I'll just declare it. But it needed a wash. Come out the machine, my freaking sewing had gone like that, and the hole had gone. So I was like, oh, for God's sake, just threw it in the bin. And then there was one that was pure cashmere. So I'm like, well, I'll just sell that with the hole and not try and do anything with it, because it can still sell. But yeah, it depends. If it was a very expensive thing and it was unsaleable, then I might go and exchange it, depending on the charity shop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
You've got a growing pile of things that need attention, haven't you?
I do.
It's an issue with clothes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's annoying, because as much as you try to buy stuff that doesn't need any attention, you end up with it. You don't see a stain, or you don't.
Well, especially I don't know if you go to jumbles and stuff like that, but that's a case of grab it and run.
It is.
And you can't look at it all. You're physically not the space at a jumble anyway, and the lighting in a village hall is virtually non-existent.
Yeah.
I picked up a really nice velvet suit, and I think it was only £1 for the suit, but got it back home and realised there was wear all on the elbows and on the knees, and I just thought, oh, whatever. I just put it in with the boot sale stuff. It's just.
And if it's a jumble, or like the carpet, you've got to be quick. It's so cheap, it doesn't matter so much. But it's when you've paid good prices for something, you're like, oh, I can't keep doing this because it is a business. So, yeah. But it's really disappointing. And some people, a friend was saying about, you can learn how to repair things really well so that it's completely seamless. And I thought, well, I don't want to. That's not what I want to do.
I don't either. I'm not that way inclined in the slightest.
And I said trainers and stuff, and people are like, oh, you get these blocks of white stuff and you can clean it. I was like, no, it'll go in the machine. If it doesn't survive, it wasn't meant to be.
The best thing I've discovered recently, though, is that tape that you can repair hems with.
Well, not the what's it called?
You don't have to iron. You don't iron it or anything. You just it's like double-sided sticky tape, and you just stick it on the inside of the hem, fold the hem down, stick it, done. Brilliant stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, I remember what it was. Wonderweb. It's not like that.
No.
That used to iron, and it used to go like rock hard.
Yeah, it's not. You don't have to iron it at all.
Oh.
I fixed a pair of Ellen's trousers the other day with it, and I've got a dress that needs doing because this sleeve has come down. So yeah, brilliant stuff.
See, I could just about do a hem. Yeah, I could just about do that.
Yeah, but my sewing skills are awful. I just get a return on my sewing skills if I tried.
Well, Karen, who we all know is a big clothing seller, sells a lot of stuff, says, I never, ever repair anything. I either sell it as is or get rid.
Yeah. I do try and de-stain stuff, though, if I've got stains and stuff.
I suppose you have to work at what point is it just not worth your time.
But you see, I kind of save it up until I've got a batch, throw it in the bath, soak it overnight, and then throw it in the washing machine. And if it doesn't come out, then I redonate.
Yeah.
And if it does, then all good.
I did ruin a Ted Baker dress the other week.
Wow, I heard you did that.
Yeah. And that kind of, I don't know, maybe that might have been a little lesson for me. I did read the label and it said don't put in the washing machine, but I thought, oh, it'll be fine. Like everything else.
Yeah, well, so many times things have said hand wash, and I just put it in the hand wash cycle in the washing machine and hope for the best.
Yeah, hand wash just means cool wash, and they're just trying to cover themselves, isn't it? Usually. Yeah. Yeah.
Or even sometimes, so if something's dry clean only, I sometimes do that on a hand wash.
Yeah.
And I haven't had an issue yet, but
yeah, well, just that dress and a silk tie I ruined as well.
Oh.
I've just noticed a question that I can answer because it's not about clothes.
Oh, okay.
Nikki Madison is in, says, hi all. What's the best way to sell 110 Disney DVDs, including about 8 classics? I would say to either bundle the lot or look through them all and pick out the ones that might have some value and sell those individually, and then bundle the rest on eBay.
Yeah, if you've got classics, there may be some that are worth doing individually.
Yeah, most not, because most have been reissued so many times, haven't they? But,
well, you say that, but I mean, we've got a few remakes coming out this year. We've got Aladdin, Dumbo, something else. What was it? Oh, The Lion King.
But your best bet with most things is to do your research on eBay. eBay will give you the answer. Just search completed listings on Disney DVD bundles and just judge from there, really. And then search individual ones to see if they're valuable. valuable.
Yeah. Okay. So would you say that you had a niche or specialised in anything?
I've got a lot of cashmere.
Some with holes in.
Some with holes in, yeah.
That's a niche.
But that's something I kind of cottoned on to early on, that there's a lot of money in it, and it seems to, well, I can find a lot of it around these parts. So I go through phases, as we know. So last summer was quite a big wicker phase, including physically big wicker items, which I don't want to do this summer. But I can see me still picking up. I'm quite into lampshades, like vintage lampshades. They sell really well for me, and the car boots are the places to get them. So I don't know, I might get, including wicker lampshades actually. So I definitely will pick those up again.
So you're talking 60s, 70s sort of era or later?
I think 70s-ish, I think. Yeah. And the more sort of gaudy, it's like the fugly stuff, the better, you know. Yeah. And people do want to get rid of them.
There was one in that van load, wasn't there, that we haven't listed yet?
Yeah, it's got a bit of staining on it.
Thing
I did notice, though. It's a bit dirty in places.
Well, it might still, has it got like fringing or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd still put it on and just mention it, because I've actually tried with a baking soda wipe to get something off and made it worse the other week. But it's still sold, just declared it. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll give it a go.
Cool.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like standard lamp type size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so you've got a YouTube channel. How did you get into doing that?
Oh. Oh, I remember why now. Yeah. So I was doing a lot of Insta stories prior to that. So it was last June, just before I went on a meetup, and there were some people not on Insta who I was thinking it'd be really nice to kind of connect with. And so who was not on Insta? It's Sue, and Peter wasn't on Insta. And I thought, oh, there's people that aren't on Insta. So that's why I started to try and say hello to those people. And this is me, and just carried on with it. And the tricky thing is doing Insta and YouTube at the same time. It's all right doing your grid on Insta, but like, I think you found it. You don't want to repeat yourself if people are watching you on both things. Also, then I started using Insta stories as therapy, and I'm like, God, people must be like, oh, for God's sake, shut up. But like, I'll go on and go, I'm having a terrible time. And then I found, like, this week I wanted to go on again. I thought, no, you can't. It's not fair just to go on and rant.
I think because now I'm on Instagram, people. I think I'm just going to use it to share pictures of sales. Because,
you haven't dabbled in stories yet, have you?
No, and I'm not sure I can be bothered to work out how to do it. I think for me, just dropping a picture on there works. You know, it's still visual and it's still information. And then YouTube is where I'm comfortable to, you know, chat and do my thing, really.
Yeah.
But do you enjoy the YouTube? What have you found you've got out of YouTube?
Oh, yeah. There's people that it's the communication with people. Like, rather than, it's nice to share some of your stuff, like the same on Insta, like sharing, oh, I found this. But it's the chat and people contacting you. That is the really nice thing. Is the connection with other people doing a similar thing, or saying, oh, great, I wouldn't have known that, or giving me a tip. God, yeah. And I think I said the other week, like, I've shared such a small amount, but yet the amount that I've got back is incredible.
Yeah.
So like,
we find that all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the biggest thing for us has been the friendships that have grown out of this. And I mean, you came to Hitchin, which was fantastic. We managed to meet so many other YouTubers at Hitchin, and it just brought the whole thing home. The scale of it and how many people we know now and we physically met.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just making connections, making friends, and
and it's our work social life now, which we never had before.
Yeah, it's our colleagues.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, because what was it? Connie was saying to me something like, oh, that's right, she's little minx. She said, oh, I know why you like social media, because it's better than your real life. And then after I'd met a few people, like going to Oxford and going to Hitchin, I said, well, now I've met people and we're friends. Is that my real life now as well?
Well, I think we genuinely socialise a lot more through YouTube and our group across the country and the world than we do with our real friends, if you like, because it's so much easier, and we speak to them more. I speak to a lot of my sort of YouTube friends more than I do family these days, because it's there all the time, you know.
Well, it's the same as you would at work. If you were going somewhere, you get close to people that you might not have done otherwise, just because you're spending so much time together and you can all relate, and they know, don't they? Yeah. And I have had that where I'm trying to tell somebody about something and they've glazed over, and you're like, oh God. Tom does it, but I don't care. I'll just carry on and say, are you listening? Yes, he repeats the last few words. I said, no, don't just repeat the last few words.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Sounds very familiar, yeah. I was just going back to repairing things. Kirsten is in, hi there, and says, I'd always make a pile for my mum, kept her busy when she came to stay. Kids were always pleased to get repaired clothes. So yeah, tapping up your mum.
Yeah,
good idea. Right, let me scroll down, see if there's any. If you guys do have any questions for Shelley, please pop them in.
Yeah, indeed.
I'll try and keep an eye on that.
Oh, so, sorry. Okay. I try and be positive, Shelley, when you're ranting, but you won't have it. I would quite like, actually, maybe I wouldn't like to know how I come across, because I think it's better to show your warts and all, isn't it? But I try. People have said I'm pessimistic, and I said I'm not. I'm realistic. Like if the world is being a bit rubbish, then I'm not going to pretend it's not.
Well, this is true. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when we vlog every day now. Like if you're having a bad day, or you're just feeling really low or whatever, it's really hard to get on and vlog and be upbeat and and then at the same time I don't really want to vlog and say, oh, I'm having a crap day, or I feel really down or whatever.
Yeah, we've been accused through YouTube of only talking about the good things and only focusing on that. And I realized, I think I naturally do that. I'm naturally a positive person, because if I start focusing on the stuff that's going wrong, and there's always stuff that's going wrong, I will spiral down into a miserable so-and-so. So I tend to focus on the good stuff. I think it's natural, but we try now to include when things go wrong and include the negative sides of what we do, to give that balanced view, because we've had a lot of criticism about that.
Yeah,
because that must help as well, that Andrea's so positive. You're unbelievably positive.
Am I? Sometimes I don't feel like
it. But I think I like to see a balance of, if somebody is, or if sales are crap, like that you say, oh God, I'm having a rubbish time, rubbish week or whatever. Sometimes I do, but I think also it's quite difficult for me to like hide my feelings. Like I might try, but I think I might have done a haul this week and I thought, God, I bet I sounded just my tone must have sounded miserable. It's like, there would be no point in saying, yeah, everything's fine. It's not like, you sound like a miserable cow.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but then I lost my thread. I don't know what I was going to say. So I'll go on to the next question, but we might have actually covered it, because I was going to say, what do you enjoy about doing YouTube? But I'm not sure if we've covered that really now, sort of vicariously. So how has selling on eBay evolved for you since you started?
Wow, there's so much stuff that I wouldn't pick up anymore. I think I'm still getting rid of stuff that, like for instance, the paperweights. Oh, sorry, I got distracted by chat there.
We've got a couple of questions there.
So my mum also, she fundraises for the MS centre that she goes to as well. And so sometimes I just give her, like the sealed puzzles that I was doing that were 1,000 pieces that I decided to get rid of, I've given a load to her because she will flog them at her fairs or whatever. And so I messaged her and said, do you want a load of paperweights? She's like, yes. So she'll have a load of stuff. I'm losing track of that. Oh yeah, how things change. I think you get more savvy. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, I've made £4 on this soft toy or something," and I'm like, "Nah." Like, I picked up a buzz this year, and I was like, "God, I remember selling these buzzes for like a £10 or something," and I'm like, "Nah, can't be bothered." So, yeah, guess a bit greedier now. There's a phrase that Kelly uses, which I can't repeat because it's swearing, but don't be a greedy, what's it? Well, I am.
I was actually telling myself that when I was doing offers to watchers, and I was thinking, right, just remember, I have that in my head now. Don't be a greedy
bee. Yeah. Well, actually, but I'm with the trying to keep things turning over, because things really get under my skin if I see them going round and round.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody like Scavenger Life who can just sit on stuff, because it upsets me. I don't know why, but I hate seeing it going round and round. Yeah. So with the offers to watchers, I've been knocking a couple of quid off just each time. But I'm also thinking, well, it's probably getting towards less than, like minimum of a tenner out of it. But if I keep turning it over, it's going to be better. So I'm, not thinking about that too much.
Yeah, I have that mindset now that I just want to get things shifted, just want to get things going and moving. And I think it helps your account as a whole, even, if you take we don't really take a loss, but if you don't get as much profit on something and you at least get it moving, it's helping your account as a whole, because you're keeping your account active and getting things moving.
Yeah, I think we're both more like that
does
these
help
days.
with the algorithms and stuff, doesn't it?
And the thing is, certainly in our situation, getting hold of stock is the easy bit. That's never a problem. So to turn it over, quicker the better, really. Obviously, we don't want to do ourselves out of money, but you know, if a decent offer comes in, I'll bite their hand off most of the time.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid to drop prices right down now just to get it shifted.
Exactly.
I try and remind myself as well. You were saying, Nick, I'm sure, about how, like, in theory, actually, we're in profit. Everything's paid for, isn't it? So, you know, you mustn't think, oh, but this particular item cost me a £5, so I need to get this much. Kind of, if it gets to the stage where just clear it. I try and remember that.
Yeah, it's a hard lesson to learn, that one, but once you do, it really frees you up. If you know that you're in profit month after month after month, you know, overall, everything in your inventory is paid for. It doesn't matter what you invested in it. You know, if you get something back on it, it's actually profit on that individual item. If you, like you say, if you say I've got a £5 invested in this, I'm not going to accept £7.50. But in reality, you're in profit on all of your stock overall. That's £7.50 on top of your profit. So it's a hard one to get your head around.
Yeah, because I've overpaid for some stuff when I've been in one of my phases and I've gone mad on stuff. And now I'm like, that maybe wasn't such a good idea. And I need to kind of just get a bit of money back and put it in something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Liquidate it and move
reinvest it. So on that subject, Refried 12 has a question. What is your markup base? So profit is X times cost.
Oh, Jesus.
What price would you purchase something for? It's quite serious.
Well, how do you do that in your head? I mean, you mentioned there your £10 you want to get out of something. So is that a minimum you're looking for these days?
Yeah, I'd say it's a minimum. I remember spouting a lot last summer. I can get it for £3 and sell it for 15. I'm going to get a tenner out of it, and that was kind of like, that would be my bread and butter and keep. But then I do spend more on stuff now. Like a load of cashmere that I was picking up was like £10–11, but I'm selling it for 35, some of it 40. You know, so there's a bigger markup in that lot. Yeah, I'm spending more. Well, of course, car boots aren't on at the moment, so maybe I'll get spoilt by car boots again this summer. But at the moment, I'm having to spend a small fortune, which is nice as well, that amount is going into a charity shop. But I know Kelly would balk at some of the amounts that I spend. I come back and say, oh, I spent £141 in one shop. But, you know, as long as you're going to get that and a big amount back, then.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen's got a question. When is your next garage tour? And what happened to Insta Lives in the morning?
Oh, God, yeah, I did go through a little phase. I think this might have been when I was using the Insta as therapy. When I was like, there was a couple, I was just sat in bed and I was just like, yeah, morning. Like, it's like, I don't care, I am sat in bed. And the girls were like, oh, have I got anything for packed lunch? Like, hang on.
I feel like I've been missing out on this whole Insta world. I really do now. I see the point of it now. You get to see you being moany in the morning.
Oh, I did go through a little phase of that.
What's the garage tour that's mentioned then?
Garage tour. Yeah, I did a lot of those on Insta actually. I really like I love my garage. So I really like going around and saying, right, I'm going to show you all where I keep my cashmere jumpers and where I keep my paperweights. And I go around the whole garage. And I do keep reorganizing it. So I said, I've just got a new like IKEA thing off of Facebook group, which is hopefully going to transform my man stock. So I'll definitely do another garage tour, but there's a load of boxes. The trouble is I can't say no to boxes, and now they're making my garage look a bit untidy. So I don't want to do it at the moment. I want it to look good. But like my husband said, well, I wouldn't say no to boxes from like your friend Kate, because she might stop giving them to you and then you're going to need them. I was like, well, this is the trouble. I can't say no. And I've got so much packaging now. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I come home with boxes regularly and I don't need any more. I've got hundreds of them.
I went to go food shopping the other day and had to clear out a boot full of boxes.
Oh, I'd left the Mini full of boxes.
Yeah.
So Andrea comes in with a face on. Can you get these boxes out of the Mini?
I wasn't that grumpy.
Yeah, I've opened and found a boot full of boxes, and because Tom's done and seen my friend and said, "Oh, I forgot to say, Kate gave you a load of boxes." Yeah. I mean, if you've been in a position where one day you went to package something, you didn't have a flipping box, it scars you for life, and so I can't say no now.
Yeah. And certain, so I like little like compact ones. You know, you can get crisp packet boxes all the time and wine boxes there, but there's the little compact ones.
You like little compact boxes?
I do, yeah. Going back to about being in profit on your stock overall, there's a couple of comments came in. Pleasant Valley Picker says, sometimes I clear dead stock at a loss. Have already made profit on other items. Better to get some money back out to reinvest in more stock. Exactly. Yeah. And freeing your mind up to be able to let that stock go and not hang on to it saying, but I spent £10 on this 2 years ago. Yeah. And stressing that you need to get at least 10 out of it. If you can't sell it for 10, you can't sell it for 10. Take a fiver, reinvest it in something that's worth 30, and your quid's in. It's like,
and learn from that and don't pick it up again.
Yeah.
And the other thing along that kind of lines, which was from, oh my God, I always say our Italian friend, you know who I'm talking about on Insta, Tough Human, Sylvia. Is very much like, you know, with returns, don't argue the toss, just pay the return, like move on, because it's your business and you need to spend your time on other stuff. And I kind of recognize that in my head, but at the same time, I wrestle with the, hang on, no, someone needs to make a stand, otherwise they'll keep doing it. So then I lose half a day on the phone to eBay or something, trying to, just because someone should make a stand. I'm
on the page of make a stand.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
I can't take it when there's an injustice.
Yeah. I think it is important.
I've got an ongoing case at the moment that somebody's trying to return a vintage blouse that I sold. And they're saying that the reason is that some of it is faded, and they've sent me a load of pictures of it, and they've done it as an item not described. And I looked at the pictures and I thought I had to reply to her. I had to actually send her a message and say, well, eBay have automatically accepted the return. I haven't had a choice in that, but I disagree, because the bit that she's talking about is just where there's what is like a pattern, and there's like a patch of white flowers, and then the rest has got pink in it, and then there's another patch of white flowers. It's not faded, it's just the way that the pattern is.
Yeah.
And I had to explain that to her, and it hasn't come back, and tomorrow's the last day, so I'm hoping that it won't come back and I can just keep it closed.
Sometimes
I thought she's just trying it on. She's just saying, this is faded because she doesn't want it anymore. She doesn't want to return.
Yeah, sometimes if they're getting this information from dodgy groups where their friend says, oh, if you say this, you'll get a free return,
Yeah.
And then we're lumbered with it.
Nick has asked there about lighting. What do you use for your pictures? What's your setup for taking pictures?
Oh, you can't see the light above my head. Daylight. And over there is like a little hook that used to have a picture on it on the wall. It doesn't have a picture on it anymore. That's where I hang my hanger.
Okay, so just daylight. So you have to take pictures at a certain time of the day?
Yeah, I did, because when somebody was organising that power hour in the evening on Insta, I joined in with that once, and the pictures were hideous. They were so dark. I thought, oh God, I can't ever do that again. Apart from the fact it almost killed me, because I was trying to do 15 listings in an hour. Who is it? Mel uses a daylight bulb, doesn't she? I debated that, but then I don't want to be listing in the evening anyway. So yeah, I just use the natural daylight. And actually, it was Tom's idea, because I was, sometimes when you're doing something, you just can't think, and somebody else just comes in and says, why don't you do this? And I was, for some reason, I had hooks on the back of like my bedroom door upstairs. I was using those hooks to put my hanger on. So I was like doing a listing, and I was running upstairs to take the photographs. And he said, there's a hook on the wall downstairs. Why don't you use that? I was like, oh, well, I could try it. And then I was like, oh my God, yeah, we've got white walls. Like, it's actually so much better. There's no door handle in it. Or...
Yeah. Yeah, well, Nick actually says, not you, Nick.
Okay.
Is a ring light worth it? I've never tried a ring light.
Well, we use. Oh, you can see one of them here. Although I'm switching to LED. I'm going to experiment with the LED panels, which are much more compact. And then Andrea's going to have it. We've got 2 of these big umbrella lights.
Yeah.
So
because
you don't have to rely on daylight.
Because I've got a lot of light, obviously, because I'm in the sunroom. But on a grey day, it's really bad. And I have to say, I think it was Gary Booton that said about on the iPhone, you can actually you can press on it and slide the little sunshine up and it brightens your picture. It was like a revelation to me. It has changed the way that I do my photos completely. So thank you, Gary, if you're watching this.
You should do a video about that as well.
I didn't even know you could do that.
The day you found out, you were like,
photos were coming out so dark, and then just sliding this up, it just brightens up your whole picture, and it's just amazing.
So if you're taking the picture straight into the app, and your sunshine is already up, my sunshine's right up anyway, would that automatically make it brighter then in the app even?
Yeah, if you I click on the white part, so not on the clothes. So I click on the white section because I have a white blind, and then I just push the sunshine up and it brightens the whole picture up. And it's amazing. Yeah. So it's a revelation to me. Right, what questions have I got left?
I don't know, I'm just looking in the chat.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what do your husband and daughters think of what you do?
What's Tom think of it? I don't know, but they're all walking around in some very nice label clothes as a result. I went to go out the other night and Tom said, "Oh, do you want me? Should I wear this?" And it was like a black Ralph Lauren like polo thing, nice one. And I'm like, "Did you get?" I was looking at it thinking, "God, that's genuine." I said, "Where did you get that from?" He said, "You gave it to me." I was like, "What did I?" Like, I was wandering around in that and his diesel jeans. But the girls, they love coming sourcing with me, going to the car boots. And Maud, I've kind of tried to say, oh, you should go and do something that be easier to get money and have this either as a side thing or something one day. So Maud's decided she wants to be an author and do reselling on the side, and that's how she'll do it. So yeah, they're totally
Yeah, it's good to see them getting involved.
I was just wanted to catch up a little bit some of the comments on what we've been talking about. James was talking about taking a stand about returns and scammers, saying if you know someone is trying it on, everyone in capitals needs to make a stand, because those that choose to exploit the system will keep doing what they're doing. If you don't, it needs to stop. And yeah, I kind of agree with that, to be honest. It can take a lot of time out of your day to phone eBay and sit on the phone for half an hour, whatever. But it's worth doing. If people know they can get away with it and we don't put any barriers in the way, then they'll keep doing it. So, and if all of us resellers in this community stood up to every person that's trying to scam us, I think it would make a difference. And then Andy says, question, does Nick feel like the thorn between two roses this evening?
Oh, we're roses.
Well,
lovely.
I'm not quite sure how to take that.
Oh, did you want to be a little rose as well?
Yeah. Oh, it's just jumped. Where was it? I don't know. There was something else I was going to read, but it's vanished.
Okay. Well, I'll ask another question and then you can
go
find
for it.
If I could find the question I was going to ask. Oh, I was going to ask, have you got any plans for your business moving forward?
I do like monthly goals on Insta, and I had a yearly goal. Of like I got to 1,000 listings last year, and now it's dropping quickly because I'm changing what I'm selling. And then, so my yearly goal was going to be have 1,000 quality listings. So kind of short-term-ish. I kind of don't really think beyond this year. But then I don't, but, given how things are going along, I've kind of started to think, actually, maybe I should change that to a goal of 500 quality listings where I could always find everything, and it turns over quicker, and I just make much better choices. But I am quite influenced by, I quite like to be inspired by people, and I am. And if somebody's doing something and I think it's clever, I go, oh wow, that's really clever, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And then and then somebody else says, oh, you could do this, and I go, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. so I change.
Yeah. But it's good to try things and experiment with things as well, and find out what works for you, isn't it?
I was getting really bored with what I was selling as well. I was like so sick of jumpers. At one point I was like, yeah, I love jumpers, and I've got tubs and tubs of jumpers. And then I was like, God, I am so bored of sourcing this. And then all the man stuff started coming out on Insta, and I was like, oh, man stuff, I wasn't going to do that. And then I started picking some up and started selling. I was like, yeah, man stuff, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. And it's sort of given me a new lease of what to look for in the charity shops. I go to different areas, and it's rekindled my excitement for sourcing again.
Well, I think it refreshes it, doesn't it? It refreshes your passion when you're looking for something new and you're getting excited about something new. And I've always been like that. I struggle to
to focus on one
thing and just well, we sold nothing but Lego for a year or so, and we did really well out of it, but I couldn't stop picking up the other stuff, so it was just piling up because I wasn't listing it. And then when we both tried to do clothing, this was when we used to have an office outside of the house and storage and stuff. And just listing jeans for a whole day and then shirts for a whole day.
It was unbearable to live with.
So I was going out at the weekend and buying all the other stuff again, and I couldn't help it. So I have to mix it up, and that's what the community has been great for me is inspiring me to try new things like ceramics and then God knows what, just anything.
Yeah, I think that's why I really like vintage stuff, not just for the nostalgia, but there's always, you never know what you're going to find, and it's always different. And that's why I like vintage stuff.
The car boots will be the test of what I'm selling this year, because I can imagine me just going bonkers when I go to the car boot and just going, yeah, I am doing Wicker again, I am doing this. I'm just grabbing
and it's still popular this year as well, all the Wicker stuff.
Yeah, I want some wooden bags as well.
Yeah, the wooden bags look amazing.
Yeah.
Up for wooden bags.
I think Steve's trying to get me to swear.
Is
because he said, has Shelley found any rice eye lately?
Go for it. Swear away if you like.
Because I saw, being inspired by people, I saw Steve pick up some rice eye, and he must have sold a bowl or something. Then I picked up 2 job lots of rice eyes at the car boot. They must have been so chuffed to bits to get rid of all their rice eyes onto me. And I think I was in profit with it in the end, but I gave away boxes and boxes of it recently because I was just I'm never doing this again. It was a right pain. And, and obviously it's breakable, but people don't really want it.
It's interesting. I think it might have been Mel that was talking about being inspired by other people and then jumping on certain bandwagons, and it doesn't work for you. Certain things don't sell for certain people. I'll bang on about a niche that I'm doing really well in, and others will be like, I can't sell that rubbish. What I mean? It's really odd. So
and with certain brands of clothing, some people do really well with a particular brand, and other people just can't shift it.
It doesn't make any sense.
I've seen that with Caroline Making Lemonade does really well with Peruna maxi skirts. I don't, and there's some that I'm sure she's probably sold. I just can't sell the exact type, and I'm like, how does she do so well with these? I put mine right down and knock down price, and
I do quite well with Peruna as well. And I've heard other people say, oh no, I wouldn't pick that up, I don't do well with it.
A few people are confused about rice eye. It's hello, another ka-ching.
Good night.
It's ceramic little Chinese bowls, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I'd get some, but I've given it all away now.
Yeah. Philip wants to know how my pub game's coming on. There should be an update soon. I was speaking to Simon Mitchell yesterday. We're thinking of doing an update on that soon. So that's coming. Gary was saying, I agree with Shelley. I currently have 320 listings. I turn over 2,000 plus a month. Quality items with a good profit margin. And I think that's what, in a way, everyone's trying to achieve. but it's whether you can source the stock, isn't
and it's easier said than done in many ways.
But also I think some people do think, no, actually I want to, because for ages I was trying to work out, do I want to do a bit of the buy it cheap, stack 'em high sort of thing, you know, like if you can get your tenner out, just keep, you know, churn and burn sort of thing. But I don't, it seems. So I sort of was, when you can get it cheap from the car boot, you could do it in that fashion. But obviously it's a lot harder work, and I just want to get the job done and get enough out and do other stuff as well.
It's like I'm trying to edge my average selling price up, and that's been working really well, but I cannot resist media that I'll sell for like £4 or £5 an item, because it's so damn easy. I can list it in seconds, just do sell similar, use the stock image sometimes or whatever, and it's our background as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's what we started with. And then it sells, and you literally put it in an envelope and seal it. It's like there's no work, so it's like I keep getting drawn into that again. Yeah,
I think you should allow yourself some stuff that actually you just have pleasure in dealing with that thing. Because I know I'll be picking up Emma Bridgewater tins at the car boot this year as well, which are worth, you know, next to nothing, but I like dealing with them, so I'll allow myself that as my little treat.
I know, I pick up anything Kath Kidd's doing, even if it's not worth anything. Just because I love it.
Well, you're going to read Sharon's
I just wanted to read Sharon's comment, which is a really nice comment. It says, thank you to all you YouTubers. I have built my shop up because of your advice and encouragement, and I love watching you all. And that's a lovely comment, because sometimes YouTubers get a bit of a bad rap, and it's nice to have a really positive comment like that.
Yeah, and that's always been the goal, really, to share what we do, and if it inspires people, then that's a bonus, really. But yeah, we're just here sharing what we do, so I'm glad you've enjoyed it and got some inspiration.
Yeah. And then Nick Jones says, thank you all for being inclusive. I learn a lot from you all, and it's really good. Thank you for being my co-workers.
Cheers, Nick. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So last question, because I know we're over time now, but last question is just, what have you learned, and is there any sort of advice that you would pass on from what you've learned over your time reselling?
Blimey, is that a quick last question?
Bullet points, Shell, bullet points.
God, yeah, now I'm like, oh Christ, God. Well, actually, somebody messaged me earlier on Insta to say, oh, I'm just about to start, tips and stuff like that. And I just said, what area do you want to go into? I would just recommend some YouTubers, go and watch, you know, start your own stuff, all the usual advice. What have I learned? Word. Definitely one thing, otherwise we'll be here all night, is definitely worth sharing. Definitely worth sharing your knowledge or stuff you're finding out. You'll get so much back in return. Yeah. There you go. Concise.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Quickly, Al's Attic says, now you're selling items with a higher SP. Are you going to approach the car boots differently? I think I'm going to buy less because I'll think, oh, I can't be asked with that for 15. Am I being greedy?
I don't think that's greed. I think that's having a plan and trying to stick to it.
it's probably good business sense in a way, isn't it?
Sensible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not easy to stick to. I'll tell you that much. Not for me, anyway.
Especially when you're in that mindset of it's cheap, let's buy it.
Exactly. Because I found that with that jumble I went to the other week. There was some stuff that I put straight out, but it was so cheap. I thought, I haven't got time to even think about this. I'll just take it and decide later. So now I'm going to be like that with the car boot. And if I take the girls, Connie, you know, she was the reason I ended up with that huge wicker shelving unit.
Oh, yeah, that was lovely.
She literally, you know, was going to the guy, how much do you want? And she dragged me back. That's why she took my purse and ran back to the aisle where it was and said, you'll have to buy it now. Like, I was like, what? Give me my purse back. That's how I ended up with that. So, yeah, we'll see. Watch the YouTube videos and you can see the carnage this summer.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Tom's in. Tom says Nick is a hoarder deep down.
He is, Tom.
I don't hide it that well, to be fair. Look.
Yeah. You're a hoarder with a mission. You found a way to,
and that's coming from Tom. I
move
mean,
on your hoard.
Yes, it's a bit rich, isn't it?
if Tom's calling me a hoarder, something's up.
Yeah.
Right. Should we wrap this one
yeah,
up?
I think so. So thank you so much for joining us, and it was really interesting.
Thanks for having me on. I hope I was concise.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah. And thank you everybody for your questions. I know we missed a bunch. It's really hard to keep a conversation flowing and read the chat and ask questions.
Yeah. Plus I had like a million questions and I didn't get through them all.
Oh, Karen's just saying, did I get my teeth whitened at the dentist? They're looking very bright. No, I'd only had root canal. We've got a massive light right there. That's the only reason. Okay, brilliant.
Right. Yes, thank you, Shelley.
Thank you.
So, we've got Cellar Ladies live again tomorrow, haven't we?
Do we know who's hosting?
I don't think we've decided yet.
Oh,
there was talk of a rota, but we haven't written one up yet. Because we can never decide, can we? We have the same conversation every week. Who's doing it?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's like, do you remember in the young ones when they're like, hands up, who wants to, and they all put their arms down. So,
yeah. Exactly.
All right, before we go, we're being asked to decide, are we Team Steve or Team Carla?
I've already told Carla I'm Team Carla.
Oh, well, in that case, I've got to be Team Steve.
That was diplomatic.
Come on for the boys. Jill?
Are you Team Steve or Team Carla?
I haven't watched the video yet, but probably, I mean, I want to be on the winning team, so it's going to be.
Well, that's Carla then.
Yeah.
And one, we're going to just end on this comment, came in from Panos Sog. I can't read your name, sorry if I've mispronounced that. It says, I am no longer employed in my 9-to-5 job. I have been going in and out of charity shops for the last 2 months, which I thoroughly enjoy. And today I've been watching your videos for the whole day. Thank you. So on that note, thank you very much. Thank you, Shelley, and thank you for everyone watching.
Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Right. Yeah. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.